Well, as you may have seen earlier on, it certainly knows how to rain in Sydney, and indeed I think it's going to rain very much like that in parts of the British Isles during the course of the next few days. But just let's have a brief look at the Australian scene. A little finger of cloud, and more or less the only one right across Australia, and that's what gave the heavy rain earlier on. Now, we did have some rain in the extreme southeast from that particular area of cloud. That's moved on out of the way now. Little bits and pieces further north giving the odd shower. Out here though on the Atlantic is another quite marked area of cloud. That's a new weather system. That's going to make a big change to the weather during the course of the next few days. Here we are, you can see it out there to the west of us. As it moves in, it'll not only bring in some outbreaks of rain, but it will eventually pull the winds in from the southwest. Those winds coming all the way up from the Azores and beyond. You probably noticed the way those arrows went to an orange shade, so that's going to make a big difference to the temperature. We start off around about average as we have this afternoon, but then Monday through into Tuesday it gets much warmer, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if we didn't see 15, 16, 17 degrees in some of those sheltered spots during the course of Tuesday. Back to today, just one or two showers I think across Scotland, maybe parts of Northern Ireland, North West England, North Wales, but they're few and far between, fairly light too. Basically for most places it's going to be a fine and dry afternoon. Thickening cloud though coming in to some of those western parts, and as we've just seen, temperatures generally speaking around about the average for the time of year, which is 9, 10, 11 degrees or so. Now during this evening and tonight, that weather system out on the Atlantic will begin to move into the country. It'll bring rain eventually to many northern and western areas, but the southeastern half of the country stays fine and dry, and that means to say we could well get sufficient clear spells for just about a touch of frost, but in the west and north I think those temperatures will be rising. Again, eastern Scotland might get, I suppose, an early frost. Then lots of weather systems to move in during the course of tomorrow. Two of them in fact, one giving some outbreaks of rain in the north and west. That'll slip down towards the southeast, the rain becoming light and patchy. Then we'll have a drier and brighter interlude before some heavier and steadier rain moves in from the west in the second part of the day, misty and murky to go with it, and pretty windy too. Despite all that, temperatures actually a little bit higher than today's, 12 to 14 degrees. Now once that rain starts, especially in western Scotland, maybe Northern Ireland, northwestern areas of England and Wales too, it could well last into Wednesday, clocking up 45 millimetres or so in some places, so do prepare for some local flooding. Here again, those moist southwesterly winds, that weather front approaching the northwestern corner of the country, so a lot of wet weather in those northern and western areas into Tuesday, but in the east, once any spits and spots have gone, the cloud could well thin and break, and that's why we'll get some of those high temperatures, especially if we get a little bit of brightness. Now this weather front's going to be a little bit of a nuisance around the middle of the week. It's going to move down across the country, but somewhat erratically, producing of course those bursts of heavy rain in the process. Eventually I think it'll clear away from northwestern parts on Wednesday, and ahead of it too in the southeastern corner, mostly dry and bright, but near to western coast and hills, misty with some drizzle and some heavier rain further north. Then slowly but surely into Thursday we find that weather system heading further and further south, so eventually bringing more in the way of rain through England and Wales, allowing more of the north of the country to become brighter, although with a mixture of sunshine and showers. That little weather system there as it moves into northern parts could enhance the showers for a time I think on Friday, so certainly a fair number of showers in the north, not so many I feel in the south. That's all from me. A very good afternoon to you.